Episode 4 of Adolescence takes place 13 months later. It's Eddie's 50th birthday and the Millers are trying to regain some sense of normalcy here. His wife, Amanda, cooks him breakfast and they're loving. Jamie sends a card with a drawing of Eddie who looks at it fondly. However, their day is ruined when someone vandalizes their van. The slang left behind is an insult that means paedophile. Their neighbours refuse to cooperate in identifying the culprits. Eddie pretends everything is fine, but Amanda forces him to address the elephant in the room. Jamie is going to trial in 4 weeks' time. The system is currently hiding him, so the public is getting angsty and lashing out at them. She wants to move to Liverpool with her mum, but Eddie refuses. He ends up screaming as they haven't actually done anything wrong. His eldest daughter, Lisa, is upset and Amanda checks on her. They try to strike a conversation, but Lisa is frustrated. The insult is ill-suited as Jamie is a kid who made a mistake while Eddie is innocent. Outside, Eddie tries to wash off the paint, but to no avail. Some kids jeer at him as they cycle off. This happens to be the last straw, and a worried Eddie hauls in the family to get some supplies from the store. The parents try to cheer Lisa up by bantering and planning an outing. We also learn here that they go to a couples therapist. They plan a cinema date and dinner for the night and end up reminiscing about their youth. Amanda reveals here that Eddie used to love to dance and he never cared what anyone thought of him. He was also quite funny and used to make Amanda laugh. Once they're in the store though, the mood sours as a worker recognizes Eddie. The paint won't wash off, so he needs to repaint the entire van. On top of that, the worker is a fan, claiming Jamie has been framed. Eddie's space is out until he checks out and heads to the van. Unfortunately, he runs into those same kids from before. He catches one of them and roughs him up, believing they're the ones who actually painted the van. As the boy runs off, Eddie decides to fix the van then and there. He throws the paint on the graffiti and causes a scene when a security guard stops him. As the Millers drive off, Jamie calls to wish Eddie happy birthday. He finally reveals that he is going to plead guilty. Eddie is speechless and Amanda fills in the silence. She and Lisa pretend everything is normal, but they're crying. Jamie is unaware as he awkwardly chats with them and hangs up. Lisa and Amanda are worried for Eddie as he quietly heads home. Amanda finds Eddie getting ready for the movies and pretending everything is fine once again. They end up fighting as she forces him to face the truth. He refuses as he cannot accept that Jamie is a killer. The tables turn here though as Amanda feels guilty for not seeing the signs and helping Jamie in the first place. The blame game ensues, with Eddie blaming himself while Amanda blames herself. Finally, they reassure each other that they cannot control what pops up on the internet or what kids do when they're alone. We learn here that Eddie's dad used to beat him and he promised never to touch his kids. He wanted to do better, which is why he took Jamie to football to make him stronger. The other dads and kids would laugh at Jamie, which is why Eddie couldn't bear to look. We also learn here that Jamie switched his hobbies quite quickly from football to boxing to drawing. Once he got a computer though, he stayed locked up in his room. The Millers once again break down as they wish they'd done more to help. Amanda also believes that Jamie asked for Eddie as his supervisor during the arrest because he would protect him no matter what. Eddie confesses though that he believed Jamie when he said he was innocent, despite seeing the CCTV footage. He wishes Amanda had been the supervisor, so things would have been different. Lisa interrupts here and changes the topic on how they should dress up for the cinema. He apologizes for the scene at the store and she laughs it off as the boys are horrible, but she doesn't want to move as everywhere will be just as terrible, and she declares that Jamie will always be a part of their lives. She decides to order takeout and watch a movie at home, and Eddie is certainly glad for her. As the women head down, Eddie goes to Jamie's room and starts crying, and at the end of episode 4, he tucks in a teddy bear lying on the bed and calmly walks out, having accepted the reality of the situation. So Adolescence wraps up the melancholic tale of Jamie and his family. What starts off as a hopeful murder mystery with a suspect you want to root for, ends up as a harrowing study into toxic masculinity, high school bullying and parenting. The final chapter focuses on the aftermath of Jamie's arrest with his family struggling to return to normalcy. Their neighbours are nosy and uncooperative, which obviously doesn't help, and the unruly kids are having the time of their lives by picking on the Miller family. And Eddie is on the brink of a breakdown here as he tries to ignore that part of his life. But along with him, the writers have Amanda share the burden as a stay-at-home mother who feels guilty for not helping her son who is having a hard time. The final segment is quite bittersweet here as the Millers decide to let go of their self-pitying mindset, look at the bright side and accept Jamie's decision to plead guilty. By staying in and tucking the toy in bed, the Millers decide to live life while acknowledging their new status quo. And in the end, this is quite a realistic and satisfying finale for such a complicated plot. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.